everybody. Welcome to hashtag WINELADS number 8. I am always Boomer. All right.
And I am Telenius Caldridge. But my friends call me Cal, and you can too. Did it. I messed that up last time, but I got one. It just came to me. Why does my mind work the way it does? I don't know.
It's a glorious thing.
Anyway, welcome to episode number 8. Wow, 8. We're nearly at the big double digits.
Oh, the 10th anniversary.
Oh.
Like,
wait, would that be the 10th anniversary? No, that'd be
the 10th episode. But
well, maybe we'll do something special. I mean, we made it to 10, so we've been pretty good.
Let's figure something out for number 10. That'd be something cool for number 10.
Yeah, we'll have a think.
Just a pair of us here today. So I did have a guest, but it didn't work out. But so maybe we'll get them back at another point. So fuck it, we'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it with just us two before, so you're just gonna have to stick with that again. But I think that's fine. I think we're good, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's all right. You know, I haven't seen you since Saturday when we recorded the last one. Yeah. We did our little medium-sode.
Which actually people should have had the chance to watch by now or listen to. And I actually wanted to mention that because we are recording on the day that it launched, and already Sat has left a comment on there. He's sort of confirmed. I said about Mikado being like the Pocky of the Europe, and he was like, yes, that's like the official Pocky of the EU made Pocky. I think he corrected you maybe on.
He did. I got the name of the place that he took me to in Shinjuku wrong, so I called it the Asylum, I think, and it was actually
right,
the Lockup or the Lockdown. I'm still not getting it right.
But
anyway, if you look at the comments in the last medium-sode,
you'll see
that is the correct answer to wherever the fuck he took me.
But then he also said at the end, he said that one of his favorite flavors was the dime flavored Mikado, which I have seen, but I've never had. But I love dime, so I need to go find that. But he also said it was lit AF, and I was like, hang on a minute,
that sounds like someone we know.
Yeah, what? This can't be a coincidence, but then I remembered that we did mention about that being Ben's catchphrase on the episode. So it all makes sense again. And also, thank you once again, Sat, for sending that Pocky. I still have some left. I was going to have it with me now, but I actually left it downstairs. But
I do have one left. I've only got one left because I ate the rest of it on Sunday and Monday.
I ate a few. Ben had a few. That's great. I love it. Should I run and grab some now to have with the wine? Have you got yours with you now?
I do. We'll edit it. It's fine. Just go.
And just like that, order is restored again. Excellent.
The delicious Pocky.
So good.
The Megami no Ruby Pocky, which is really nice. I need to start eating Pocky more. Actually, I've had Mikado plenty of times and some Pocky as well.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing I didn't say, I think I told you this after we recorded, is when one time when Sat came back to Cambridge to come and see everybody, he brought just shitloads of Kit Kats, but in Japan, of course, everything is mental and crazy and has 1,000 flavors. So we had like loads of like purple Kit Kats, like the chocolate's actually purple covered, loads of green tea ones and matcha ones. And
I've had the green tea ones because I used to work for a Japanese company when they had an office based in Cambridge, and when the guys used to go out to Japan and come back, which unfortunately I never got to do, they brought back all the Kit Kats, and I ate the green tea one and the strawberry cheesecake flavored ones I think they had, which is like pink Kit Kat. Oh, they were so good, and they just brought back them in heaps, and they were great.
I love all the snacks in Japan. They're amazing. Yeah. When I went there, I got like really obsessed with bottled drinks. I basically just tried everything I could find. So like you can buy like Coca-Cola there because you can buy that everywhere.
Oh, you buy that everywhere, yeah.
But most of the stuff they have is like all from like 2 manufacturers. So like Asahi and Kirin, from what I could tell, which are beer manufacturers, also do everything else as well. So I guess it's kind of like how Coca-Cola own shitloads of other stuff you don't know about.
Yeah.
They're kind of like that kind of company there. And so obviously I tried every kind of beer and everything I could because we had like a fridge in our hotel room. So We go to a 7-Eleven. 7-Elevens in Japan, fucking awesome. They're so good. They just make our 7-Elevens and America's 7-Elevens. Apparently they're like a separate entity. I think it's like, Sat explained it to me, and I can't remember what it is. But maybe
he can leave a comment again.
He'll comment and explain what I don't know. Sat, explain this to people. And yeah, so I just want to buy loads of beers and like bottled drinks constantly. And I got really into bottles and cans of coffee because they have a hot and a cold section in their fridges. So
oh, wow.
Yeah, so in all like Family Marts and 7-Elevens, which are like the main ones you get, there's like a hot fridge and a cold fridge for drinks. And they basically have the same drinks in them. So you could buy like, I think Cafe Boss or Coffee Boss was like one of the main bottles of coffee.
Nice.
So it's like sort of like that sort of size. For people who are listening, it's about like if you spread your thumb and index finger apart, that or little finger apart, that kind of size, or a thumb and index finger, that sort.
Well, if your little finger does this, different sizes.
Yeah, it's very confusing. That description was terrible. Let's not go with that description. They're about the height of a box of Pocky, maybe a little bit shorter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you go there and you like pick one out, do you want a cold coffee or a hot coffee? And they've just got them like lined up in a hot and a cold fridge next to each other.
Oh, wow.
It's like, because it was winter when I went as well, it was really nice. It's like, open it up, unscrew it, you got a hot coffee in a plastic bottle. So it's not too hot, so you're not going to burn yourself or anything. And then you just leave it in your pocket while you're walking around, and you got like a pocket warmer. Fucking loved it.
I really want to go. I really want to go to Japan one day.
I'm supposed to be going in October.
Yeah.
We're going to go watch the G1 because I'm a massive wrestling nerd. We went out there to watch Wrestle Kingdom, which is the Japanese equivalent of WrestleMania, I guess. And we were going to go to the G1, which is their like, annual tournament they do. But obviously,
not happening.
All this shit happens, you know, coronavirus and whatnot. So who knows if we're going to be allowed to go? We may. I won't be shocked if we aren't able to go.
Well, if any, you know, for when this is all over, when hashtag WINELADS continues out of the lockdown, for any potential, I don't know, who picks up and produces podcasts and stuff, like if like Acast, if you're listening and you want to like invest in us and take us on as a new podcast thing, then you can pay for us to go out there. We could do hashtag WINELADS Japan. We could do hashtag WINELADS worldwide. And
wide. Do boats and hose.
Exactly. But it'll be cool.
This is a Step Brothers reference rather than just us desiring to go on a boat with boats and hose. Like the hose would be treated very well and respectfully.
We could change it to
I'm married, so I wouldn't even touch the hose. I'm gonna stop talking about this.
Wine and cheese. Or wine and grapes. Wait, no. Wine is from grapes. Grapes, cheese, crackers. Wine.
Do wine and cheese.
Wine and cheese. We'll stick. Yeah. Cool. Speaking of wine,
let's do some wine.
Let's do some wine. Ah, yeah.
What have you got with you, Cal?
So I when I was in the shops, when I went for maybe shopping trip that I did. No, I'm not going to do a whole long-winded thing. So I saw a bottle. And it was slightly tilted to the side, so like it was turned, so I couldn't see the full title. All I could see was Wolf, B-L-A-S. So I thought I'd found a wine called Wolf Blast. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I'm going to get that because that's really cool. It sounds like a Street Fighter move or something that Sagat might do. But alas, it's called Wolf Blast.
I like Wolf Blast. I've had a few bottles.
Have you had it before?
Actually.
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
good. I liked that. So yeah, I think you'll be all right.
There's a part 2 to my story.
Oh.
They had 2 years there. They had a 2018 and a 2019.
Okay.
And it was both of the Cabernet Sauvignon. So I thought, well, pretty sure the last few wines that I've had have been 2018. So I'm going to go for the more recent one. I'm going to go for 2019. So this is a Wolf Blast Cabernet Sauvignon 2019 from South Australia. And that's what my wine of choice is today. Will it be nice? You've already said that you enjoyed it. I probably will too.
I've had a Wolf Blast. I don't know what one I had, but I remember it being nice.
There was a Merlot there. There was a Merlot, and I was like, no, I'm going to go. Well, I got it. originally for, I think I got it for the bonus episode, but then we ended up sharing a bottle of wine because it was just going to be short. There's no point opening 2 bottles. So yeah, I've had this sitting about. I've been looking at it. It's been looking at me. We made some eyes across the table to each other, and now I finally get to drink it.
Lovely. So mine's my standard, pretty dull. I went to Lidl, so I never have it.
You need to write a song. I went to Lidl.
I need to go somewhere more interesting to go get my wines. Right? Like we do like a Lidl order and a Tesco order, so I do like a Lidl shop for like little bits, like a top-up shop kind of thing. We do like a big Tesco click and collect one. We just drive over there, collect it. Like
we need to do one of those wine boxes. We need to get a box of wine delivered.
Should we just like split one or something like that?
Yeah, let's do that, and then we can split the case. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we'll do that. Do them all in one night. Would make do a marathon session. You see it go in. You see it come out.
We're still talking about the podcast. We're still talking about the podcast, right?
Oh yeah, we're talking about wine going in.
Okay, cool. No doubt.
But we'll save that for that other talk for the Wine Lads After Dark, which is going to be happening at some point.
Wine Lads After Hours. Anyway, your wine.
So I just like picked a couple of random bottles from Lidl. And I've settled on this one today. This is a Barbera d'Asti. So I had a little shock when I got this back. So I had them out on the side when I unpacked them. Also, here's the label of it. So it looks fairly fancy. I thought.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I like it.
So so I think about £5.50 or £5.89. I think it was, which for Lidl was quite
price.
Yeah, something like that. I might be wrong about it, but for Lidl that's fairly expensive. They do like £10.99 bottles and everything, but I don't tend to spend that much money on wine normally.
Yeah. I think it was Lidl that I got, I might have told this story before, but I got a bottle for £3 because, when they have their wine of choice, they lower the prices quite down. And it was a bottle of wine it was just called Luna. And I bought it because I've got a rabbit called Luna. Wasn't expecting much. I really, really liked it. And I went back for more. It was all gone.
Oh. That's probably Lidl is like you can't always get repeat things. They often don't. Like once it's there for a bit and you'll never see it again.
Yeah.
But with this one, as soon as it got back, then Shell was looking at it and going, isn't an Asti a sparkling white wine? It's like, oh, fuck. For fuck's sake. Oh, so I looked it up and I'm pretty sure it was with all the reds. I was looking at the reds. Is it in the wrong place? And it turns out that Asti usually is a sparkling white wine. But for some reason, d'Asti, Shasta McD'Asti, just means, I don't know what it means, but it doesn't mean sparkling white anymore. So this is confirmed to be a red wine. It's a red wine with Barbera grapes. I guess Barbera grapes are probably red. So it's a Barbera d'Asti. So I guess if you make it with red grapes, I'm not expecting it to be fizzy. It's probably not. We'll find out though. It looks like it's a corker as well.
Oh, you got a cork. See, I've got a screw top again because my last cork went. I tried to pull it out too soon and it hadn't gone down far enough, so the cork split. But I mean, it was fine. But
you did that with Haley Steve, didn't you?
Yeah. That was fun. That was a good time with those guys.
Showing us up in front of the landlords.
Oh, they were good. They were good fun.
Yeah, shout out to Haley and Steve. Just absolutely love them. They apparently the opening went quite well on the weekend, by the way.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I meant to follow up with that actually, and I
think Haley was saying it's a little quieter than she thought it would be, but I guess because there's it's a whole new way of operating a pub. So there's a couple of little creases there to iron out. So I guess it's
that's also.
It wasn't too busy because if it was, then they had creases to iron. I think the ordering apps may have everyone's getting used to them.
Yeah, well, you've seen the pictures in Soho and some of the other pubs. That there was someone who did, as one of our friends in St Neots who drove through St Neots on the way back from I think the shops, and he was sort of looking at the pubs as he was going past. Loads of them were absolutely rammed the first day they were open. My brother went to the pub after work the other day because he's still working. And him and the guy he works with who went to the pub, there was 2 other people in there. So that sounds quite good. That I'd be quite happy going into a pub, but I'm still not ready to.
No, I'm going to wait a little while longer. I say maybe I will go to the Portland at some point. I think next time I do.
Oh
maybe
yeah, I'll go
just,
to Portland,
maybe just
yeah.
like even just like me and Sean just nip off like a drink or something like that. Just I want to
It
check.
sounds like they've got good
honestly.
measures in place, though, don't they?
Yeah, if anyone's going to do a good job of it, it's Haley and Steve. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was Shell's argument as well, because she's like, because she works in a lab and everything, she's like already exposed to people all the time, so she's been working the whole time as well, so is extra cautious, as she rightfully should be. So, but when it's like, say, someone like Haley and Steve, like she's not concerned about, because she knows they'll have done everything correctly and they'll have been like,
yeah, exactly.
The best standards you probably get will be at the Portland and the Alex. But yeah, let's pour some wine, eh?
Yeah. Oh, I liking the colour already. I mean, it's red. That's what I expected.
Mine's not fizzy. That's a good sign.
Wow, I got a waft of that already, and I don't know if that's mixing with my deodorant, but that smelled like it smelled slightly deodorant-y, like perfumey.
Oh, it smells of Lynx Africa.
25 years, baby.
Mine's surprisingly light looking, actually. I don't even know what kind of wine it is. Like, because yours is a Cabernet Sauvignon, isn't it? So I don't actually know what mine is. I guess it doesn't.
Sorry, that's my noise for looking at it and also twirling it at the same time.
Oh, it's very fruity. In like a... I've got cherries. I've got a big old fucking cherry waft.
Either cherry or raspberry, I think. It's maybe it smells not quite as the sweetness of it makes me feel like it's raspberries, but it also has that slight hint of I can't even describe it. This is why I'll never make a good sommelier. You know how cherries, they're sweet, but they kind of have that
like tart.
They have they have that undertone of I guess tartness. Yeah, that
it's
would
like
be
kind
it.
of like a little nasty bitter taste, but in a good way.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting out of my one anyway.
But whereas raspberry's all sweet, but I'm kind of getting a mix of both. So maybe it's cherry.
Mine's definitely like mine's like sweet cherries, maybe sort of heading towards a bit of strawberry, maybe.
I'm going to swirl it some more. Get that hair to it.
I was watching. Have you ever seen? I can't remember if I mentioned it on one of the other ones before. Have you watched the film Rear Window, the Hitchcock film?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So in that, me and Shell watched it a little while back, and they get like a brandy each, and they've got sort of a large like glass, maybe about that size, maybe a little bit bigger. And for the whole scene, they're super aggressively swirling it, just like. Oh my God, I couldn't stop staring at the glass of brandy. You're going to fucking spill this in a minute. And I was like, oh, yes.
I don't remember. I mean, I watched it years ago when I was in film class in college, but because we did a big Hitchcock thing, as I'm sure most people who did film in college did. But I don't remember that bit.
Yeah, it's a small little detail. It's probably just because we do this shit every couple of weeks and just end up swirling. Like, just think, man, they are swirling those glasses. I just got completely mesmerised by how much they were swirling in it. But yeah, for lockdown people, especially people who are like having to self-isolate or anything like that, highly recommend the Hitchcock's Rear Window. It's a perfect like companion piece for a lockdown, as it's a man basically trapped in his apartment because he's got a broken leg, so basically just looks at all the people out of his back window. So
yeah, see who in your neighbourhood is murdering people.
Exactly. Are any of your neighbours murderers?
I know one of mine is.
Let us know in the comments below. But
yeah.
maybe be anonymous in case they also watch. I don't know. Let's have some wine. Ooh. First sip's very sharp. Very sharp. It's a pointy wine. It's super cherryish. It's really like, it's quite thin. If that's a bad thing yet, is to be decided. Yeah, very sharp, very It's fairly like acidic tasting.
Mine, I didn't get a bit of an acidic, burny aftertaste, which is good, which I do. I really like my red wines, but it's still not smooth. It's not smooth. I don't know what this is. I don't really know how I felt about that first. So it was kind of... There wasn't really much flavour to be had. It was just kind of all mouthfeel, no flavour, which is weird for a liquid. I'm going to try this again.
Go back for a second sip. Let's see the Haley Pellegrini second sip.
Yeah. Well, and then I'm going to have Pocky and then see what it tastes like again.
What you got?
It's a really sort of subtle taste. It's not... Normally I feel like a red wine fills my mouth with the entirety of its taste. I'm literally just getting it as it goes. Unless my tongue's now fucked. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm just getting it. I'm just getting the taste just as it goes down. And it's not a bad taste. It's just kind of a...
Disappointment.
It's kind of nothing. Like. No, it's fine. It's just, I guess maybe I was expecting something different.
Oh, I remember liking the Wolf Blast, but again, may not be that one. Yours is 2019, I guess, so it definitely wasn't because this was years ago.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, but it's not that I don't like it. It's just it's kind of nothing.
I did hear one guy on it. I think I said this on another one actually. I'm doing this a lot today, where he said so he doesn't go for any grapes over. This is just some random dude. I don't know who he is. It's not like a blog or something like that I had a look at about wine. And
yeah, the book came early this time.
off to a good start. Yeah, he complained like he doesn't touch like grapes below 3 years, or about 3 years, whichever it is, like less than 3 years.
I think you said something like this before.
Yeah, so maybe there's some merit to that. I don't know what year this is. This is 2018. So it's a very thin, like, because so like my previous tasting, I like when they're really bolshy, heavy, spicy, and bold.
Yeah.
This is like, you described one at some point as like having a bit of a Jolly Rancher taste.
Yes, or a smell at least.
This has a Jolly Rancher taste to it. Like the proper American ones where they do have like cherry ones.
It tastes a bit like artificial.
Yeah, it's got that kind of taste to it.
Yeah. Do you know what? The flavor, the sort of the flavor I'm getting from it, is like, it's quite peppery, but that's kind of a. But it's not like overwhelming. It's just like it's there. I'm very aware that it's there. God, I sound pretentious right now, and I fucking love it.
This is a wine podcast after all. We are officially dickheads from just even having one. We can put lads in it if we like. It just makes us seem like dickheads.
Oh, I should have worn my fucking Fraser t-shirt. It's washed. It's clean. Next time. No.
Do you want to do a costume change?
No. That'll be the special treat which I've just given away.
Oh, for the 10th.
For the 10th one, I'll wear my Fraser t-shirt. I got a great Fraser t-shirt. Anyone who's watched a B-Sides stream, and I know there is a few of you watching this, and thank you very much, you would have seen the Fraser t-shirt. In fact, I think it was it Justin Carroll? Shout out to Justin. He dropped us a little Wine Lads message after releasing the special medium sode, thank you, with just a message saying, "Nice one."
Yeah, I like that.
So thank you very much for that message. That was greatly appreciated. But he's a good fan. He's friend of the podcast.
He is. Love you, Justin. Cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
So yeah, speaking of Fraser, I saw a film starring what's his name? Guy who plays Niles.
David Hyde Pierce.
That's it. I saw a film with him the other day because I'm going through a little phase of doing trials on Amazon Prime. So I did one. You can do the channels they've got on there.
Yeah.
So I did one for the British film industry,
Is it a murder mystery one, or is it a dinner party murder one?
Yep, called Perfect Host.
Yes,
So, yeah,
I
this one was
saw
on
that.
Shudder, I think. So I'm doing Shudder at the moment. So yeah, we watched.
I haven't seen it, but I want to see it. Was it good? I'll let you finish.
It's fine. Like,
It's about what I expected.
Yeah, it's fine. He's really entertaining in it. To be honest, I'll give him his props to that. I think they got too ambitious with that film. They tried to do way too much. The initial idea of it, yep, I get where you're going. Saw the trailer, thought, okay, that'll be worth a look. Worth a look. And yeah, there's some wine stuff in there, of course, as well. Obviously, because heaven forbid he play a different character.
I was watching an interview with Kelsey Grammer the other day, because I mean I've watched the same interview several times, but not only just because I'm not really as obsessed with him as maybe I come across, or maybe I think I come across, but he does have a fantastic voice, just a speaking voice when he's talking to people interviewing him. If listen to his Desert Island Discs, he's got a lot of political views and stuff that I 100% don't agree with. He's Republican, but I'm not a big politics guy either. But I just know that anything Donald Trump is fucking dog shit, and he
fucking hell, yeah.
But that's. I'm not going to get into that, but there was listen to his Desert Island Discs, because not only does his voice just melt in your ears like butter, it's fantastic. He gets quite emotional in it as well, because obviously, if anyone knows anything about Kelsey Grammer, he's had a fucking traumatic life, and one of the songs he picks, spoiler, is Wichita Lineman, which is of course fucking brilliant.
One of the greatest songs of all time.
One of the greatest songs of all time. But yeah, he's having this interview. I think it might have been with Conan. It might have been Seth Meyers. I can't remember. It was one of these late night shows on it might have been Oprah, actually. Doesn't matter. But he's talking about when they filmed the first episode of Frasier, and they were doing it in front of the live studio audience, and they had got in Niles, or they got in David Hyde Pierce to play Niles, and they'd said, if we're going to add in a brother to the mix, you've got to get this guy. And if you look at David Hyde Pierce now, he does look like he could be related to Kelsey Grammer. Anyway, they finished filming, the audience was clapping, and David Hyde Pierce there goes, and I might be getting some of this wrong, but he goes up to Kelsey Grammer and is like, what do you think? And he was like, oh, yeah, no, it's pretty good. Yeah, I thought that went really well. They like it. And he's like, yes, but what does it mean? Because this was David Hyde Pierce's first big breakout TV role, I think, or I think it was his big breakout role anyway.
Yeah, and there's not much on that I can really pick out.
Right, exactly.
No offense to him. Sorry, I'm sure he does some wonderful things, but I don't know what they are. He was in The Simpsons as Sergeant Bob's brother.
Basically playing us. He was the voice. He did a voice in Bug's Life, the stick one, I think. The stick insect.
Yeah, I think that might be right.
But yeah, so he said, yeah, it was good. And then David Hyde Pierce says, yeah, but what does it mean? And he goes, well, it probably means that you'll be buying a new house soon. And then David Hyde Pierce says back, yes, but what does it mean for you? He goes, well, probably means I'll be buying 2 houses. Because obviously he'd just come off a run from Cheers as well, and he was a really popular character. And the way he said it, obviously I don't do any justice for my delivery, but it was really good. Yeah, just look up some interviews about Frasier and about his time on The Simpsons, Kelsey Grammer. He comes across as a very charming man, and a lot of his mannerisms, and this will only mean anything to me, the way he dresses, and a lot of the way he does stuff with his hands. And I don't know if I'm just trying to make this connection because I love both of these men so much, but he reminds me a lot of my dad. When he's with his hand stuff, and I'm just like, and also my dad loves Frasier as well, and I used to watch it with him. But yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's got a long old rant about Kelsey, not a rant, but a long old thing about Kelsey Grammer.
That's right. I mean, I've got 2 points from now. So one is my favorite voice of person to listen to is Nick Offerman.
Interesting you should say that. And I promise I won't go on as long a thing. I have an app on my phone called Calm for
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before.
Yeah, I don't use it so much. because I used to use ASMR quite a lot for going to sleep, and then I stopped needing to do it, but I just kind of became addicted to it, and I think I used it so much that its effect wore off on me. But I occasionally do, and I download this app called Calm, and there is sleep stories, there's like relaxation stories, and just ASMR in general. But Nick Offerman does a sleep story on it.
Oh, his voice, it's amazing.
It's a good voice.
He's also a very charming. I'm now just going to fully man crush on Nick Offerman.
Do it.
So yeah, he's just. I've read both of his books. They're both excellent as well. I did also listen to one of them on tape again, just to hear his voice, because he narrates his own book, of course. Why you can't get, unless you've got like Morgan Freeman or Kelsey Grammer to narrate it instead of you. No one's really going to beat your voice, to be honest. So do that. And it's just, I love his. Like, if anyone's seen Parks and Rec, is like Ron Swanson, I guess, would be his, like the thing that I guess the most people know him from. And he shares a lot of that character's things, except for the constant intolerance for people and the hatred of everyone. He's actually a really nice guy, but absolutely love him. He's like just such a fucking sound dude. If I could like maybe make a list of like people I just want to go out for like a few beers with.
Your fantasy dinner party, yeah.
My fantasy dinner party. I'm going to put Nick Offerman on that list for sure. Again, this is like, so like, again, maybe it's just me thinking this in my head. We would bro down straight away and we'd become best friends.
One day, if we get big enough, maybe he'll come as a guest on WINELADS.
He would absolutely. I'd just swoon the whole time.
I'm sorry. I'll be like, sorry, Nick. Yeah, Prima's on the floor, but I'll ask his questions for him.
We're giving me the vapors.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Your second point?
The other point. Sorry, I forgot I had one. Thank you. Was again with Kelsey Grammer and the fact that like it's the weird, difficult thing that we now have to increasingly do these days is where you separate, say, an artist from their public persona or political beliefs. Because since a kid, I've been like a massive Charlton Heston fan, and I fucking love Charlton. He's another man with a great voice as well.
Yeah. And
I've always just been a huge fan. But the problem is that, you know, he's a bit of a cunt, to be honest. Like the whole, like, everyone knows that, like, from my cold, dead hand speech, does with like holding his rifle up, because he was like the head of the NRA or president of the NRA, whatever it was. For years. It's such a shame when you watch him in a film like Ben-Hur or the Greatest Show on Earth and something like that, and it's just fucking Planet of the Apes, and he's just a fucking man. And then to hear that shit, it's just so disappointing. It's like, it's really difficult to like, I know a lot of people who, because of that type of thing, then won't listen to it, won't watch his films. Because like, that guy's a dickhead, he's a Republican and all this stuff. It's where you get to the weird point where do you separate what someone does as a person to like being able to enjoy their art. I mean, the same thing applies for musicians and stuff as well. Like, if you don't like their behavior, is their music now invalid? Can you not listen to it anymore?
This question came up recently, with there was someone mentioned, someone had put a comment on Facebook about they said, I miss Brand New.
Okay.
It might have been the new lead singer for Lonely the Brave, actually.
All right.
And someone made a comment to me being like, oh, I can't remember who it was now. But I saw a comment. Someone was like, they had a bit of a problem with him saying that. And I was like, well, hang on a minute. Because Brand New, the front man, did shared inappropriate pictures or solicited pictures from someone.
Was he like a diddler or something?
Maybe I should have done more research before I start talking about this. But he did. He did something bad. It was not okay. And it might have been underage. I can't remember. It was a bad thing.
Full diddling.
But
let's hope he didn't.
But yeah, it was like, okay, even just because that happened, it's okay for them to say that they missed that band, because it's like saying you're missing a time where, okay, it's still not good because he was still doing it. But imagine he wasn't doing it. The music that they produced was still really good. I think it's okay to say that. I think that's fine to say you can miss a band. Like you can not. That's not you condoning their behaviour, because absolutely not. But it is.
I think that people should be able to, like, for example, listen to Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja by
I
Lost
used
Prophets
to love Lost Prophets
without feeling fucking guilty for doing so. As long as you're not still saying he's a fucking cool dude and you want to do anything with him.
I guess the association at the same time is you're listening to the vocals of a man who is, especially in Lost Prophets case, is an evil cunt.
Yeah.
Like I listened to a podcast and about Ian Watkins' crimes, and there was so much information about it that I did not know, and he was just evil.
Horrible.
Well, still is. Absolutely. He's still alive, unfortunately. But yeah.
But yeah, it's the weird thing. Like, can you still listen to those? Because the thing is, there's like how many members? There are like 6 members in that band. So like, 1/6 was an evil cunt, and the rest, as far as we know, are decent guys.
Well, yeah. Again, I read an interview with one of them.
It's such a tough thing to kind of figure out. What I know, you can't in a club or something like that. You can't play Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja or Rooftops or whatever anymore.
After it happened, I was in Rock City in Nottingham, and the DJ, whoever was the DJ that night, played it.
Did he?
Oh, they played Rooftops.
For trouble doing that, really.
And so as soon as it came on, I was like, don't feel comfortable with this. I walked outside. I was still smoking at the time, so I was like, I'm just have a cigarette until this is over. But yeah, no, I read an interview with the bassist, maybe, and he was saying how those guys for ages, as you probably would expect, got a load of shit because everyone was like, you must have known. But he was like, we honestly had no idea. In fact, just before that he got arrested,
right.
They were doing sorry. They were supposed to do Warped Tour, but I think all the band bar Ian were living in America, and because he was back doing whatever drugs he was doing, he had missed an entire run of the Warped Tour. And the bassist, he was like, I'm not proud of this. He just basically went off stage. Someone else had to fill in for him. He went off stage. He then went into the bus that they were on, and Ian was just there, and he just saw him and he just beat the shit out of him. It's just like, you're not bringing us down with your behavior. Like, you need to get your head on. We're all in this together. And this was about the music. This was before anything came out about the terrible shit that he did. Evil bastard. Evil bastard. Be interesting to know what other people think about this, actually. Leave your thoughts, like, as long as it's a bit weird saying, but if enough people are listening to have several comments down in the comment section about this, respect other people's opinions, be nice to each other as much as you can.
It doesn't also have to be specifically Ian Watkins, because I think, I mean, to be honest, if you can find someone who doesn't think what he did is fucking evil, I don't want to fucking know what they have to say, to be honest. So this is more about, like, where do you separate the artist from, like, what they do? So, like, I'm not too bad with watching Charlton Heston's films because of his political beliefs. It gets harder when it comes to gun control, because then that becomes a very different story. But you get people who other people consider to be really much nicer, who also own guns and advocate gun control as well. He's just the figurehead of it. So where's that lie, and which one's right and which one's not? And I'm just really curious if anyone has any sort of thoughts as to where the lines are. Like, when it comes to being a fucking pedo,
that's of course, a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
That's different from being a Republican. That's a huge gap. And I think, like, for political belief, as long as it's not super racist. But even then, if the music's not racist, like, for example, Phil Anselmo from Panteras did that fucking, do you hear about his white power shit he shouted out a while back? He shouted white power on stage, which allegedly was a joke about white wine. But, like, come on, man, you've that kind of, like, shade's been around you every now and then for a while. What the fuck are you doing? But does this now mean I can't listen to Pantera if it's ever confirmed? Do you know what I mean? It's just a really...
Well, it's the thing is any of the songs, have any of them been written to be a statement on, race or anything like that? If it's,
to my knowledge, no. So.
Well, exactly. So there you go. But in fact, you don't know. So, but then if it did turn out, you couldn't be held accountable for listening to that, because actually turns out it's really racist, because why would you know? You're an individual. You don't know him. It is interesting. It's an interesting question, and I'm sure a lot of different people have a lot of different opinions. I'm supposed to be at a festival right now. I'm supposed to be at 2000 Trees.
Oh yeah.
There was a band that were taken off the bill because. Now I'm not going to go. Do you know what? I'm not going to go into the details of why, because it sparks a whole other thing. But a lot of people basically called for a band to be removed, and from what I read and what people were saying, there's conflicting information about what this person did. It wasn't, regardless of what it wasn't good. But it's also from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, then time frames come into it. They did
Yeah.
something when they were younger. Like, what do you do? This is too complicated now. I shouldn't have. Fucked my big fat mouth.
Yeah, it's sort of a one-sided story. You don't really know both sides of the story, and I'm not. And even, I mean, it still doesn't make what went on right. But it's one of those things. It's like, okay, so if the question comes about when someone is called out for doing something wrong, Ian Watkins, I don't think he should ever be allowed to do anything again. But then when you get to the minor things, or arguably minor things, like, being in these situations, it's difficult to say. When can a person be forgiven? When can they have done enough to have made up for what they've done, be it a mistake or something they consciously did in the past, so that they can continue on the way that they used to after having apologized and made amends?
It wasn't like I think it's a comedian called Louis C.K. I think didn't he like masturbate at people, and that was his thing, and he would do that like backstage. Maybe I've got the comedian's name wrong, but it's an American comedian. I think
Louis C.K. is a comedian. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he did do something. Yeah.
I think he would masturbate at people backstage or something. And I think
that sounds familiar.
I think he did it in front of Sarah Silverman at one point or something like that. I'm not 100%
that sounds familiar. Yeah.
But the thing is, he then basically didn't get booked by anybody for a year or two. So he lost he basically didn't earn any money for a couple of years, kind of thing. And to be honest, for just wanking, is that enough, or is it? Because as far as I know, no one's got super psychologically scarred from it. Because obviously, I think Sarah Silverman's quite a tough woman and just kind of fucking laughed it off.
Yeah.
So, but I guess maybe the difference would be if someone got really damaged by it.
I guess
that changes it.
Yeah, and for people like us who have never been in that situation on one end or the other, I guess it's not really for our place to say. But you get a lot of people who would disagree with that, and they would, in part, we're living in a time where a lot of people are standing up for things that should have been called out for being wrong a long time ago, and that's really, really fucking great. However, and it's one of those things where everyone is then. There's certain people who do it without having a conversation about. So there are still people who have grown up in a certain way, and this is not. I'm not excusing any of this behaviour. I'm really, really not. People have grown up in a way, and maybe they can't quite see the point of view and how they are being wrong, and so people are calling them out, rightly so, for the wrong stuff they're doing, but then they're not prepared to have a conversation with that person to then help them learn why it's wrong and why they should change. We're getting really fucking preachy right now.
Yeah, I'm going to say one last thing, and then we'll move on. I saw it's a light note to end on. I saw a really cool picture that someone posted on. I saw it after it's been passed through several other people, and it was this dude with a Black Lives Matter posted a face mask in America, and it was only from a week ago or something like that, and it basically said, "Sorry, I'm late. I had a lot of learning to do. I'm here now."
See, that's quite...
That was fucking beautiful.
It's acknowledging that something that you believed in the past was wrong. You have learnt from this, and now you are saying, right, I understand now. You guys are completely 100%. I understand why this is Black Lives Matter and not All Lives Matter, and don't get me fucking started on that. Because, there is a reason it's not All Lives Matter, but I'm not going to go into that. But yes, Black Lives Matter, absolutely. And that is a great way of saying... Yeah, no, I sort of acknowledging that you're wrong, but then you're coming back to it and being like, yep, no, get it.
It covers so many facets as well. I didn't want to protest him, wants to know what he's doing it for. So he found out. It took some time, and then did it. Like, because it's not a thing that's supposed to happen. So I'm supposed to be stop being preachy. I'll finish this sentence, then I'll stop. But it's not something that's supposed to happen just while this movement's active. This is something needs to continue to happen.
Oh, 100%.
Forever. Yeah. As loads of people are posting, like, I know there's no more black squares on your Instagram feed.
Yeah, that was arguably actually
begins.
I think a lot of people, and I am included with that group of people, missed the point on that. And actually, the whole Blackout Tuesday was to not just fill up the internet with black squares, but actually to go away, do some learning, maybe post about some of the stuff that you've learned, to like share that with the people that you know, which I did. I'm guilty of just putting the black square. Yeah, I just did the black square. But, you know, I did afterwards. I went and I read a lot of stuff. I mean, there's always learning to be done, right? Yeah. I felt like I never thought like all lives matter and all that stuff. Obviously, all lives do matter, but that's not the point of why it's Black Lives Matter. It's the same reason with this is going to be interesting, this episode, is what the comments we get from this, because I know people are going to disagree with me here. It's the same reason that feminism is called feminism and not equalitism, or however it's called, because
equalitarianism.
Yeah, I guess, because
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because this is a problem I used to have. I used to be like, well, why is it not called something to do with equality rather than just being focusing on
first as well? To be honest.
And then someone said to me, they explained it, and the way they explained it was, well, because women and men aren't equal yet, and until they are, it can't be called that, because it is about bringing the equality of women up to the state of men's, and this is why Black Lives Matter is about bringing the lives of black people up to the level of how powerful and white, especially white males as well. It's about making them equal, because at the moment, even though they should be, they're really fucking not. Yeah, should we maybe put like a thing at the beginning of this episode to be like, this contains some content that might offend? Although actually, no. Do you know what?
No, we're not offending anyone. This is literally
this is important information, and if you don't like it, then I guess.
Some of this stuff, to be honest, like tough shit, it needs to be heard. And if you don't like it, then just feel free to look the other way and live in ignorance. We're not, to be honest, and also one thing we're not doing is we're not saying like necessarily that any side is, which we sort of are saying one side's wrong, because everyone does need to be equal, and then and nothing, everything's equal until black people are equal, until women are equal. No one's equal until these things happen. But anyway, this you can think whatever you like, and I'm not gonna just.
We don't want to force views on people. We're just saying maybe think about it this way.
We're just posing thoughts. We're looking at everything fairly objectively, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. The man I'm having some delicious pocky.
So good. And I wonder how my wine's going to taste after this, actually. Maybe it's just as well we didn't have a guest this week. It's been a really interesting conversation, and I know a couple of people who are going to be who are actually going to really enjoy the fact that we've spoken about this stuff. I've actually been wondering if we should talk about it for a while, because it is important. And I just hope we've done a good job. And you know what, if anyone does think we have missed the point, or there's something that we have said that is that you don't think is quite right, please do feel free to let us know in a constructive way.
Yes.
And we'll read into it. And
that's one thing that really griped on me off Blackout Tuesday was that
this is us making up for it, doing just the black square. Hang on,
because some people got really fucking aggro on the internet about like, you're doing this wrong, fucking take your hashtag off, you're as bad as the rest of them. And I was thinking, wait, whoa, slow down. They've done it wrong, because admittedly, hands up, we did, because I posted Black Lives Matter on it as a hashtag. I didn't realize that was them blocking everything out. Someone commented on our status, and then you saw it first, Cal, so you took it down, because we don't want to. Yeah, we didn't know is the thing. We didn't know they're just doing.
This is why we need to learn.
Yeah, so exactly. The point is don't have a go at people for this. Because the person did to us do it the right way. Like, basically, to take that down is actually
they explained
it. They just explained it to us. Thank you. Now we know. And then after that, I then posted something else and told other people. I had someone else thank me for telling them that. So the point is don't just lay into people because they don't know everything you do, because you didn't fucking know everything at one point either. Someone told you, or you found out and then you did it. So just
Yeah.
fucking chill out. Don't ever go at people for trying to help. Just explain to them how they can do it better.
And this, I've seen this a million times where people have asked, when a debate like this is going on, if someone's asked a question, and the people who admittedly are trying to fight for the right side of things, for equality, but then because someone has asked a genuine question just out of curiosity, because they generally don't know, they've been shot down and they've been like told to fuck off. Or whatever. It's like, well, that's, if you want to get people on your side, the right side, or, you know, the side that is, you know, making sure that everyone is seen in the right way. That's not the way to do it. If you immediately met that with hostility, you're going to be met with hostility right back. Unless you get someone with who's really got a, you know,
if someone's trolling you or something, then fuck them. But
oh yeah, fuck those guys.
But the thing is, it's not an exclusive club. The whole point of this is for everyone to be together, to fucking help each other. Anyway, let's maybe move off this one.
Yeah, but I was saying, if anyone, sorry, I'm eating with my mouth full. This is really rude. Eating with my mouth full? I'm talking with my mouth full.
I love eating with my mouth full.
I love eating with my mouth full. It's better than eating with my mouth empty.
Oh, it's so dry that way.
Other than the saliva. But yeah, I'm glad actually we've talked about that on here. I think this is... yeah, I see, we didn't need a guest. Didn't need a guest at all.
Fuck the guests.
Yeah.
Except the previous ones we've had.
No more guests! Okay. Oh, do you know what? I was gonna... My Pocky hasn't... I feel like the more I've been drinking this wine, it has been bringing out its flavour a bit more. It's almost like my mouth has woken up.
Like a grower, not a shower.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so... God fucking damn it.
This ain't grower, not a shower, right?
No.
Is it from the Ian Watkins distillery?
No, but you know how I made...
Winery?
You know how I made a thing about when I, when I did wine tasting with my dad, and I often get the stuff right. I'm way out on this one.
How are you?
I don't know if it's to do with the beer that I had before this podcast. I don't know if it's to do with the McDonald's I had before this podcast. Who knows? Dark plum and blackcurrant flavors. So I was wrong, because I thought it was cherry or raspberry. Subtle oak and fine tannins. Oh, I was right with the subtle, just not the oak. And fine tannins combined in a rich, full-flavored wine. Well, that's a lie. With a perfect balance and a lingering finish. Also a lie. I got the subtle bit. I got like a bit of pepperiness. I mean, I don't know what blackcurrant smell like, so...
I've got no tasting notes on mine, I'm afraid, so... All I know is it's Italian and should be kept at 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. It's number one on the dry scale. I don't think that's a number... As we went through, Haley and Steve, number one is the driest. I don't necessarily agree with that either, actually, on this.
Oh, my God.
It's quite dry, but it's not like... I wouldn't say it's like the driest. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know anymore.
I've had drier.
I've had drier, but not many.
There's more to this. But wait, there's more.
Oh.
Download the Living Wine Labels app and watch the label come to life. Download the Living Wine Labels app, scan the bottle with your phone camera, and experience the story behind the wine. So I'm going to do that after this. And I'll see if I can put it up on Insta. I'll see if I can record it from my phone and put it up on Instagram or something like that. Because that would be cool. Yeah.
I hope it looks like the acid trip scene from Beavis and Butthead Do America.
I've never seen that. I've always wanted to, but I've never watched it.
Oh, I wonder how that aged.
Yeah.
I doubt it ages like wine, to be honest.
No, I bet it doesn't. So Boomer. I've brought back an old staple from an earlier episode.
Go on.
So I'll tell you a bit of a background story on this. So my older brother works for a charity, and they had a large donation of foodstuffs. And the staff and I think the general public can pay money, which then goes to the charity to then get this foodstuffs. So he turns up at my door the other day bit of a social distance visit. He's like, I know you and Ben love hot sauce. Here's a shitload of it. You gave him about 12 bottles of hot sauce.
Hot damn.
So, yeah. Thank you very much, Jammer, my older brother. I love you. And Rob,
he's a wonderful man.
my little brother, because we live together just down the road, and I love that.
Has he shaved his head yet?
So,
he was going to donate his hair to charity, wasn't he?
He has. He's done that. He's bagged up the hair.
When you see his hair charity, you're going to be creaming in your pants because holy shit, that's gorgeous hair.
The thing about my older brother is he looks great with long hair. In fact, if anyone's played, if any gamers out there, you've played Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, how Punished Venom Snake looks in that with the long hair and it tied back. If my older brother had an eye patch, he'd look just like that, and a horn sticking out of his head. But he looks great with long hair. He looks great with shaved head. He looks great with medium hair.
Good-looking man.
He is a good-looking man. I mean, McLaren genes are pretty good.
McLaren genes are strong. You're a handsome trio of brothers.
It's my father and my mother and anyone who came before.
They usually have a lot to do with it, yes.
They normally do. Although apparently I was the only one who was developed in the lab. They spilt wine in the test tube, and that's why I'm here today. That's my superhero origin story. Wine man, what's your power? They're just so many wonderful people. I'm drunk all the time.
You ever seen the film Street Trash?
I haven't seen the film Street Trash, no. Street
Trash is an 80s fucking gross horror film where basically they serve all the hobos this like this old wine that's become like toxic they find in the basement and like basically sell it super cheap to all the hobos, and basically anyone who drinks it melts and explodes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's my tip for today. So everybody have a nice glass of super cheap wine, the cheapest you can find, and then melt and explode, like in Street Trash. Or the alternative tip is to watch Street Trash.
Well, I was kind of thinking for tips this week, I think we gave a sort of a kind of tips, suggestions with our big rambling that we did. So I think
we're good.
I will find another. I finally got into this. I will give a tip when I'm damn good and ready to. Okay, so this hot sauce.
Yes, sorry, I totally fucking.
No, it's fine. I was struggling to open it.
I stole that from you.
So this is Melinda's. Wait, is that? It's blurry.
Near enough.
There we go.
How many X's? 4? 4 X's reserve?
4 X's, yeah. So it's Melinda's 2019 Special Edition Quadruple X Reserve Habanero Pepper Sauce.
Sorry, from the label, sorry, one quick thing. Is there 4 out of 5 stars on the front of it?
So no, it's little flames. It's 4 out of 5 flames.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought they put a not quite good enough review on the front.
No, it's
that shit down.
I think it's the heat level.
Makes sense. So continue.
I'm going to read the back of it. Our philosophy is simple: heat and flavor mean everything. To get that right, we start with the freshest fruits, vegetables, and spicy peppers. We blend them for all of those who share our passion for food, flavor, and family. Our fans tell us that we make the best hot sauces in the world. We thank them by staying true to heat and flavor. Shake on a few drops or pop the top and pour on the love. Ah, baby. It doesn't say our baby. I added that for effect.
It should say our baby.
It should say our baby. And so there's a little additional bit, because this is the 2019. So it said Melinda's Quadruple X Reserve, our best-selling 2018 Reserve Edition, features... Oh, hang on a minute. I think they haven't updated the label, because it says our best-selling 2018 Reserve Edition features a specific, especially aged habanero mash for more depth and intensity. Heat level 4 out of 5. Our hottest habanero sauce, complex, deep chili flavor. Uses great on everything that you want really spicy. But yeah, it looks like they've updated the front saying 2019, but then they said our best-selling 2018. I think that's meant to be our best-selling 2019, or maybe it's just the same. Maybe it's just the same. Maybe they're just the same batch. They're just lying.
Melinda, sort it the fuck out.
Yeah, come on, Melinda.
Have some it's not even like you've got it on different products. The website says one, the bottle says another. Literally 2 dates on the same bottle. Shame on you. If it doesn't taste good, for shame.
I've got another one of theirs downstairs, but it doesn't sound like it's quite as hot. All right,
I want to try it. I want to try it. Dates are wrong. No, I haven't that. I'm really picky about stuff like that. Being a prick and all.
That's got a very good initial heat to it, and then it's got a very fruity underlying to it, which is, I believe, habanero is quite a fruity pepper. That's nice. That's going to be good and shit. Ben's going to love that because I thought I was good with spicy food, but fucking my housemate Benjamin Sides.
Ben lit AF sides.
Ben lit AF sides. He loves his sauce to be lit AF. When we finally get him on here, which we will one day, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Time's not right yet. You'll.
It's not right yet. Not
You'll
yet.
get him when he is needed.
He's the hero that we need, but we don't deserve.
Exactly. I was trying to put that in there some way. I couldn't do it.
Sorry, I stole that from you.
No. I'm glad you did it because I was about to just flop out and not be able to do it. Anyway, I have a snack thing as well, actually. So.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Again, I have. How do I put this? I have no shame, and I have no. I do have some shame, of course. Everyone's got a certain amount. I have very little shame, but I'm not really driven by brand names or anything like that. It doesn't really mean anything at all to me, and the price of something doesn't necessarily equate to its quality. So, I've now developed my new favorite crisps in the world. Oh, you fucking glorious savage, you! For those listening at home, he just decides to eat like at least a minimum of 4 Pockies at once there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And he's counting them with another half-eaten one. 6.
Yes. Continue. Sorry.
Wonderful. Anyway, so on my trip to Lidl, this is one of the reasons why I go to Lidl, actually. I like to buy myself some, so I mean, obviously, like, everyone likes Pringles, I assume, or at least the majority of people like Pringles. However, I have something that I like better than Pringles. So,
oh, pray tell.
I like these Snacktastic Originals.
I've always seen them, but I've never picked them up.
So these are they're just a Pringle knockoff. However, I mean, I won't be able to show you in the camera. When you look down the tube, you can just see salt all over the edge of it. If you feel that you need the amount of salt that is usually contained within maybe 30 bags of family-size ready salted crisps, then don't worry, they're in here. All that amount of salt is in here. Oh, it's so fucking salty, it's unbelievable.
Because they have Snacktastic, like Walker's crisps, like just packets of salt and vinegar crisps and stuff like that. And I have had those, and the salt and vinegar ones are really salt and vinegary, and they're really good. So it stands to reason that their Pringles type crisps would be good as well.
Yeah.
Well played, sir.
If you would like to know what a potato that was grown in the sea tastes like, it tastes like this.
10% less than a lethal dose.
Yeah.
I'm into
Oh, maybe 9. I don't know. But the first time I gave her a shout, she was just sitting there just like, oh, I love them. She's like, oh, just offered her some. I think it was while we were on our weekly Zoom quiz, which we've been doing since lockdown. And I go, oh my God, there's so much salt in there. Why is there so much salt in there? Go, do you want another one? Yes, please.
Excellent. And then it just go great with any drink as well. Make you want to drink some beer or some wine. Or something.
Exactly.
Excellent stuff.
Mm.
All right, should we do pairings?
Oh, fuck yeah. I always forget about every segment we have while we're recording, and never think forward to what we're actually doing.
It's because today we've had a big old fucking chat. So actually, I think we've sort of just focused on that. But yeah.
Right. Okay. Give me a sec.
Okay. So I.
Do you have one actually? If you have one, then you go for it, and I'll kind of half listen to you and figure one out.
I guess my. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that I like, but I was kind of underwhelmed. Oh, No, yeah, no, okay, sure. I know I've mentioned this band before, but they oh no, I don't actually know. I don't know if I want to do that one. No, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that one. Oh man, I mean, do you have one?
I do. I'm just fact checking the name.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, make
So,
sure you do that because I didn't do that with Ed.
So yeah, it's like learn from your mistakes. It's fine. Learn from your mistakes. So I'll keep talking while I'm doing it. So basically, what I'm going to pick is I'm going to go. I am a very metal guy, I guess, in general. I actually have like a super eclectic taste where I listen to pretty much everything. Like today, I've been listening to John Grant. I listened to a synthwave like playlist. I then listened to some Run the Jewels. I've had like a really kind of just a very eclectic day, as I quite often do. I spent the morning listening to Norse folk music. I listen to a lot of Norse folk music, actually. A big fan of that. And so but admittedly, I normally, with the exception of the fucking Hawaiian shirt I'm wearing right now, normally I even like dress like a metal dude, covered in tattoos. I fucking love all that stuff. I have a fucking, this is something actually I meant to point out. I'm gonna quickly segue into this. I told you about that that me and my wife are like, we like a lot of things like satanic imagery and whatnot. I just think it looks all cool. We don't believe in any of it because no, it's all fiction. It doesn't really matter. But we do have this fucking ludicrous thing on our wall that I have built. So this is our gothic bedroom.
I forgot it lit up.
So this is what I did with my weekend the other day. I basically just built ourselves a cross, painted it black, and then stuck it to our wall.
Where did you get the wood for the cross?
It's an old pallet we had, so I got some slabs when I did our garden, and then just like chopped it all up. I'll leave that on.
And is it one pallet? Is it one plank through the other one, or is it on top or behind?
It's like one plank going like, I don't have many tools, unfortunately, so I couldn't do any decent joints into it. So it's just super basic. So I just like basically measured it up, had like one plank long, cut the ends off to make it the right height, then chopped another plank in, well, I guess more than two, cut it in three, just to have the right amount of sides on it. And then basically drilled some holes, put some like little dowels that you get, when you make an IKEA cupboard or something, the little wooden things, put them in either side. Wedged it together, and then bought some LED strips, stuck them all around the edges, and then it's got a little remote control. You can do various things like strobing, flash. The strobe doesn't work, I guess.
What happens when the strips run out of battery?
They don't. They're plugged into the mains.
Oh right, okay.
So yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it all works. Forgot what, big metal dude, I guess, as far as pronounced. This is why people think I'm such a metal guy, which is why everyone's quite shocked when they find out that like, my main musical thing that I do is I play banjo.
Well, you're quite an everything guy, though, aren't you?
Yeah, but I guess I look like a metal dude. Like when I played with B-sides and Gaz for Gaz Brookfield's show at Christmas in Bristol last year, the end of last year, which is a fucking awesome show. I really love that.
I went back to that before COVID hit. I went back to that venue. I say back because I wasn't there at the time. I can't remember why. We went to see the Menzingers play and Spanish Love Songs.
Oh yeah,
they were awesome.
That's a good album. Very good. But yeah, so I was it's probably like weird when people like, because obviously when people meet me, quite often I'm not even wearing sleeves. I've just got like some like metal shirt. I'm covered in tattoos and I've got a big beard and I'm bald. I just look like a fucking metal dude, which is completely fair. I am. I listen to fucking loads of metal. So it was quite funny at that show when because I played in my like fucking calf shirt and whatnot. I was like chatting to some of like Ben's fans in the crowd. Like, some dude came up to me who was like, I think he was a metal fan. I had a couple of them who did. And they was like, oh, so what's your proper band? What do you do outside of this? I go, oh, right, yeah, I play banjo and sing. Yeah. What? Yeah, I play banjo and sing. What? Like, what? Yeah, it's like country music, like folk music. Yeah. just standing there. And yeah, it's a real thing. People can like more than one genre. It's all right. Anyway,
no, they can't.
Yeah, that dude was cool. When I chatted with him after, like, yeah, he's like, as soon as like that, he goes like, fuck yeah. Then he was into it. Just took him a minute to like go, okay, was not expecting that. Just kind of caught him unawares. And then again, you get that.
Slouching.
You get it with a lot of metal fans where like they just like metal and that's it. It does happen.
Yeah, you always get it with a lot
of everything
people
fans, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, the one I'm going to pick is by a band called Dark Throne, which are like one sort of like the sort of like fathers of black metal, which is a genre I'm really into. I'm not like the world's greatest Dark Throne fan, despite their like historical importance in the genre of black metal, but their album Transylvanian Hunger kind of rings a bell with this because I do like this wine, so I will happily drink this, but it's like not my favorite thing. So like I'm basically putting wine, if I'm calling wine like the genre of black metal, which I'm a huge fan of, then this is Dark Throne. So it's like, isn't it? Well, this is like an Italian wine. Italy, of course, one of the sort of like more like established winemakers in the world. So I'm going to go for that tenuous link. I'm really fucking stretching for this one this week. But the reason why is because when I taste it, it's got kind of like it does have a really thin and like I said, slightly artificial, almost like a tinny taste to it. It doesn't have like a big, thick, bold one, which like if you'd have picked like sort of a big, fucking thick, heavy guitar sound, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds very thin and trebly if it were going to be. So if this were music, it would be thin and trebly. But yeah, still a little heavy because it's red, so it's got that kind of like bitter, dark aftertaste, which would fit well with a black metal band. So basically, the problem, one of my main issues, like with old Dark Throne, especially with like Transylvanian Hunger, is that it's one of the old guard of black metal where it's like so tinny and so trebly and so badly produced. I know some people are going to get pissed at me for saying that, but I like my things to be well produced. I'm sorry, I just fucking like music to be well produced. Fuck you.
That's fair enough.
Like if I could, I'd give anything to have the Misfits albums, like all their old ones with Danzig, the original ones. If they could have it at like today's recording abilities with the songs back then, holy shit, that would be incredible. But the recordings do sound bad. I'm sorry, they do sound bad. The songs are good, but they sound bad. And this is basically the same sort of feeling over this. We're like, you got the ingredients of a great thing in here, and you've just not quite hit it. Just maybe because some production value or something. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's basically it's thin. It's still good and it's still tasty, but it
could be better. Yeah, there we go. No, that's good. A classic boomer pairing. I think that was a good pairing, and I think my pairing might be a bit more up to speed this time. So, as I said, this wine at the beginning, it's sort of I could taste it. I got it all wrong with what I thought I could taste, and as I've been drinking it more, the flavour has become a bit more bold. Like I've enjoyed it a bit more, but it's still not not my favourite wine ever. I probably wouldn't drink it by choice. So back when I was a wee boy, back when I was in college, and I was going through my big old emo phase, which maybe there's aspects of me that never really came out of it. Because I still like some of my emo music, just not as much as I used to. But there's a band called Bayside that I really, really like. They had 2 albums out at the time. They had Sirens and Condolences, which is their first album, and their second album is their self-titled one. It's just called Bayside, and that is the album that someone bought me for a Christmas present, I think. Because I'd heard it, because they were on Victory Records, and Victory Records used to do their sampler CD, and used to get that sampler with Victory Records albums, and one of their songs, Devotion and Desire, I believe it was on that sampler CD, and that was the first track on that album. It's a great track. In fact, every track on that album I really, really like. I feel like the singer, who I forget the name of, he maybe a bit of an acquired taste in his vocals. I've played it to people and they're like, "Oh, don't like his voice," but I actually really got on board with it. To me, at the time, it felt like it was quite a mature. It was like a lot of this emo stuff was a bit sort of immature and right for the sort of age that I was. It's other like people a little bit older than I was as a teenager singing music about angsty stuff, whereas this actually was a bit more of. I mean, I don't know how old he was, but it seemed like a bit more of a bit of a cooler older boy doing the same thing, but it's still very angsty, but a bit darker maybe. Maybe it had a bit of a darker tone to it. And that album was great. Loved it. I still listen to it to this day. Unfortunately, they on a tour, they were doing a tour somewhere and they were driving down an icy road and their bus crashed and their drummer, John Beats Holohan, unfortunately lost his life. And that was a very sad time. And I remember that being announced by the band. And then they released an acoustic album where they had released a song called Winter in memory of him. I'm going off topic. I will get back to the pairing, I promise.
Carry on.
This is basically to build up what this band sort of meant to me at the time. Bless you. And the acoustic album was really, really good. They did a Elliott Smith cover on it, which I think it was Elliott Smith. Baby Britain is an Elliott Smith song.
I was getting it wrong, man.
Yeah, I apologise if I've got that wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Elliott Smith. And he will correct us. Yeah, I'm going to ask him after this, and then I can always put up a thing afterwards, being like, "I'm really sorry, it wasn't that person." And they also did a Smoking Popes cover, which is I didn't know who the Smoking Popes were before when I heard that album. But they did a song called Megan, and I was dating a girl called Megan at the time, and the song is fucking awesome. And I think I showed it to you actually the last time. This is thinking back a while now, when we did our last YouTube time. I think on our last YouTube, you, me, and Ben YouTube party evening. Flynn's coming, and. Yeah, really good. The acoustic album was really good. And then they released their third studio album. Well, I think the acoustic album came before the studio album, with their new drummer. And I mean, this has got nothing to do with the drummer, but they released their third album, The Walking Wounded. And I was really excited. And I heard 2 tracks off of it. And I was like, these 2 tracks are really good. I like both of them. The rest of the album, unfortunately, it was fine. It was fine, but the second album, the first one that I got into, was back-to-back bangers. Loved it, and this one just, I mean, I enjoyed it. It didn't really do anything for me. The more I listened to it, it got better, but it wouldn't be the Bayside album that I put on by choice. Bayside by Bayside would always be the album I put on by choice. They've released a few albums since then. Which I've heard bits. I need to go back and do a full back catalogue listen because I did really fucking love them, and I even need to listen to Walking Wounded again. But very much like this wine, there's a couple of tracks and the rest of it I didn't really care about. It was fine, bit disappointing. The more I listened to it, the better it tasted. And that is my pairing.
Very nice, very nice.
There we go. I'm back, pairing. Baby.
Yeah, cheers, boy.
I missed that. Yeah.
Here he is. Oh, sweet burp, Flynn.
I thought that was you making that.
That was Flynn. That's my boy.
He takes after his daddy. Excellent stuff. Wow. I mean, it looks like we've been going for nearly an hour and a half.
Okay, cool. Wait, I'll tell you what. Should we spare the people there and we'll end it on
Yeah. Well, let's one tip that I'm going to give.
Okay.
I was just going to be reiterating. If you do find yourself I mean, try not to argue on the internet, but if you really disagree with what someone's saying, just going off the back of what we talked about earlier. If you think they're wrong, give them the chance to hear, try and give them the chance to learn. Don't just attack them for being what you perceive as being wrong, because everyone needs to learn. And if you're going to attack someone about it, they're going to find it harder to come around to your way of thinking. And if you are on the other side and you disagree with anything that we've said here, be it for the right reasons or the wrong reasons. Because, you know, I don't know, maybe we've said something that people, you know, let us know what you think. And if I don't know, we're not necessarily going to get back to everyone, but there may be people who maybe do think the all lives matter thing. They say, oh, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Just think about it. Like, listen to what other people are saying when they're explaining to you why it is like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. And just, you know, yeah, just be nice at the end of the day. Just be nice. That's all I'm going to say for a tip today.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I hope that came across right. I hope yeah.
Just
cool.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. I've been Boomer. Lovely to see you. Please like and subscribe as well. We always forget to do this, and people tell us off for not doing that, because obviously we're terrible at doing all this stuff. We literally just drink wine and have a chat with each other and guess,
which is really fun for us. So but if leave a comment, as we said. If you are listening to us, especially if you're listening to us on like Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, give us a review on there as well. That would be awesome. That's what I hear all the other podcast people say. Give us a review if you really like it. Like, tell us if give us suggestions. We'll even, you know, if you want us to do more of the hot sauce stuff or add more food in and stuff, or talk about more issues like we talked about today. Like, at the end of the day, this is me and Boomer. It's an excuse for us to chat, but we've been talking about doing one. We're going to have more guests. We are going to have more guests on. We've got some lined up. So. There's a good. We've got at least a few more episodes in us, but I'm hoping obviously this will continue for a while.
Also, by the way, if you just like the ones with just us two, let us know. If you want more of them, we'll start having, like, you know, splitting the ratio a bit differently. Because how many's it been? Like, we did like 3 alone, and then
number 4 was Gaz.
Yeah, Gaz. Yeah. Hi, Gaz.
Hi, Gaz.
Still watch the Live from the Lockdown every Friday. That's become mine and Shell's weekly thing. We watch like every Friday. We'll have like. I'm really against routine in general, but it has become a routine. I hate routines, but I've now fallen into it during the whole lockdown period. I now have one.
I missed the last one, I think, and I think maybe I heard he did a Jimmy Eat Well cover. I missed it because had other prior commitments, unfortunately. You know, they're only like, they're mostly Zoom calls, but they're like family stuff. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to miss those. But I am watching them back. I still need to watch one with the Jimmy cover because I hear it was praise chorus as well, and apparently it was awesome. And I love that song.
Yeah, I watch them, and then so we have like I think we watch like so watch Gaz. If Ben's on before, we watch Ben, of course, and then we watch Gaz.
And of course, because I'm normally involved with the Ben one.
Exactly, of course. So you
don't watch for me.
You and Ben. To be honest, I think people are going to be disappointed when we go back to the real world and the gigs are on stage and there's not Cow Corner.
I mean,
I'm going to be disappointed.
Do you know what? I'm going to be so
fucking disappointed.
I'm not going to say that it's something that me and Ben have discussed. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying anything more than that, but. That's all. Also, and do you know who actually I forget to mention quite a lot when we talk about Gaz, we talk about Ben? Watch Jake Martin. And also
watch Jake Martin. He's fucking
listen to his latest album because it's fucking awesome. I admittedly only got round to a couple of weeks ago now. I got round to listening to it for the first time. It's so good. I had Kids of Christ Peace. Kids of Christ Pieces. I think that's the name of the track. The day I listened to that, I couldn't go to sleep. Because that song was stuck in my fucking head. But in a very good way. Yeah.
It's a humdinger.
He's a humdinger. But yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. Yes. I've been Cal. Or whatever my name was at the beginning. And we will see you again next time. That's not even how the fucking tune goes.